President Javier Milei is a prominent figure in Argentine politics, known for his libertarian approach in a landscape dominated by populist and socialist policies. He rose to prominence through his outspoken criticism of fiscal irresponsibility and his advocacy for reducing the size of government. In 2023, Milei ran for president as part of La Libertad Avanza and won in a landslide historic election, promising to reconstruct Argentina and end its economic decline. Upon taking office, President Milei inherited a dire economic situation in Argentina. The country was facing twin deficits amounting to 4% of GDP, with 15 points related to fiscal deficit and 5 points to the treasury deficit. The central bank had a debt of 10 points of GDP, and inflation was soaring, reaching alarming levels. The previous government had engaged in irresponsible monetary policies, leading to a potential crisis. To address the economic challenges, President Milei implemented bold economic reforms. He announced a zero-deficit program to stop fiscal deficits and issuing on the Treasury front. The government also worked on cleaning up the balance sheets of the central bank to reduce the debt burden. Additionally, measures were taken to address the currency gap and stabilize the economy. Within 3 months of taking office, President Milei made significant progress in stabilizing the economy. The fiscal deficit was reduced, inflation started to decline, and the balance sheets of the central bank improved. Reserves increased, and the exchange gap disappeared. The government's efforts led to a decrease in inflation expectations and a positive outlook for economic recovery. Despite the challenging reforms and adjustments, President Milei's approval ratings have increased, and the intention of people to vote for him has also risen. This indicates that the culture battle in Argentina is bearing fruit, with people embracing freedom and supporting the government's efforts to bring about positive change. The youth, in particular, played a crucial role in advocating for liberal ideas and challenging the status quo. President Milei believes that Argentina can serve as an example for the rest of the West in terms of the dangers of embracing socialist ideas and the importance of upholding principles of capitalism, freedom, private property, and liberty. The country's experience with socialism and its subsequent economic decline highlight the need for a return to core conservative principles to ensure prosperity and stability. The COVID-19 pandemic served as a catalyst for revaluing freedom and promoting liberal ideas in Argentina. The crisis provided an opportunity for the government to emphasize the importance of individual liberties and economic freedom. Young people played a significant role in spreading the message of freedom and challenging socialist ideologies, leading to a shift in public perception and support for President Milei's reforms. President Milei remains committed to implementing further reforms to restore economic stability and promote growth in Argentina. Despite facing challenges in getting reforms approved by Congress, he is determined to continue pushing for changes that align with his vision for the country. The government's focus is on achieving long-term economic stability, reducing inflation, and fostering a climate conducive to investment and entrepreneurship. President Milei shares his journey from being a professional economist and commentator to entering the world of politics. Despite facing censorship and opposition, he decided to run for office in order to counter the suppression of libertarian voices in the media. His popularity and ability to draw large crowds during his campaign events ultimately led to his victory in the presidential election. President Milei cites various economists and authors who have influenced his thinking, including Ludwig von Mises, Murray Rothbard, Milton Friedman, and Robert Lucas Jr. He also mentions Spanish-speaking authors like Alberto Benegas Lynch Jr. and Jesus Huerta de Soto. As president, he faces the challenge of implementing economic reforms and austerity measures to revive Argentina's struggling economy. He acknowledges that the initial phase of adjustment may be difficult, but he believes that the country will ultimately recover and prosper. By staying true to his campaign promises and advocating for the ideas of freedom, he aims to set an example for other nations grappling with socialist policies. President Milei expresses optimism about Argentina's future, believing that the country can serve as a model of success by rejecting socialist and statist ideologies in favor of embracing freedom and capitalism. He sees the potential for Argentina to not only improve the lives of its citizens, but also make a positive impact on the global stage. He is determined to continue the fight for economic growth and prosperity, viewing it as a crucial mission that is worth pursuing with unwavering dedication.